This is Amud Yomi Gemara in Shabbos Daf Samoch Ches Amud Aleph. As we begin the famed Perek Klal Gadol, after a little bit of a Haggadah, which came after the intricate sugyas of Haitzah, what you're allowed to carry, what you're not allowed to carry on Shabbos and Rosh Hashanah. We continue with a lot of the very, very basics. Basics meaning the chiyuvim, chatos, deraisas, derabanan, hasra, etc., etc. Says the Mishnah, klal gadol amru b'Shabbos, a klal gadol. Call Ashaycheach Shabbos. Anyone who forgets the ikar that it's Shabbos. You don't know anything about Shabbos, and you do malacha for Shabbos after Shabbos. Says the Mishnah, you only a chayiv one chatos. Hayodei ikar Shabbos. Now let's say you know the ikar Shabbos. And you do many malachos over many Shabbos. But again, you know that it's Shabbos, then you're chayav al kol Shabbos v'Shabbos. We have to understand, what did you not know? There it seems you just didn't know about the malacha. Case number 3, hayodei shu Shabbos. Then chayiv al kol av malacha. Each av you're chayiv because you knew it was Shabbos. You knew what you're doing is wrong, so you're chayiv. In the top of Samachas Aleph, ha'isem malachas harbei. Me'in malacha achas, which are within one category, then einay chayiv ela chatos echos. Says the Gemara, Ma'itay Matanan Klal Gadol. What is the reason that the Mishnah teaches Klal Gadol? Klal Gadol's seems there's another klal. Seems there's a reason why this is the Klal Gadol. Says the Gemara, if the reason is that we're going to have another Mishnah in a bunch of daf, and you know what's going to say? It's going to say another klal. Daf Samachay, it's going to teach us another klal. So maybe here it said Klal Gadol, because it's going to teach us another klal. It says the Gemara, by Shvita, in Shvius, we have a similar setup. That there was another klal, Tana Klal Gadol. So it says Klal Gadol. Why? Because then there's going to be a secondary klal. So by Shemitah, it shared the exact same setup. What's the problem? But there's another Mishnah regarding Meiser, Diktani Klal. There's a secondary klal, and yet V'loitani Klal Gadol. So if the whole reason to write Klal Gadol is because there's going to be another klal, and that's what Shvius does as well, but it doesn't fit, because by Meiser that's not what happens. Says the Gemara, Amar Rav Yosef Aravin, Shabbos u'Shvius, Dirshu Avois v'Toldos. That's the difference. By Shabbos, by Shemitah, there are avos, which we'll learn exactly what those are, the fathers, the main, and then there are toldos. So therefore, Tani Klal Gadol. Meiser, the last way, avos and toldos. Loi Tani Klal Gadol. Explains the Gemara, but 1 second. What about a Bar Kapara, Tani Klal Gadol and Meiser? Bar Kapara did use the word Klal Gadol by Meiser. And yet by Meiser, my avos by toldos ika. So says the Gemara, how do we make this all fit? You know the reason why it says Klal Gadol by Shabbos and by Shemitah. Gadol and Shabbos Shvius. The reason is Klal Gadol because the einish, the punishment of Shabbos. Dilu Shabbos is when it comes to Shabbos, there's malacha whether the produce is attached to the ground or not. Vilu Shvius, when it comes to Shemitah, betalosh lasa b'mechaber isa. When it comes to Shemitah, there's only by talush, there's only malacha when it's detached, and not when it is attached. And therefore, the Mishnah by Shabbos and Shemitah, which are more chamor, therefore says Klal Gadol. V'gadol oichel shel Shvius. So it's all in relationship. Shabbos is the most, Klal Gadol. Shemitah is second, Klal Gadol. What's secondary about Shemitah? Dilu Shvius is ben b'meichel adam b'meichel behema. Vilu Meiser, when it comes to Meiser, only meichel adam is only by human food and not Isa meichel behema lessa. So therefore, by Meiser does not take Klal Gadol. But now, how do we answer up how we all started? What about a Bar Kapara? Bar Kapara did use the word Klal Gadol by Meiser. Well, a Bar Kapara did not Klal Gadol by Meiser. What's the reason? Because Bar Kapara says, guess what? There is a Klal Gadol. There is a large Einish by Meiser. Gadol Einish Shal Meiser Yoiser Michel Peya. Tilu Mais Isa B'Teino Yiviyarak. Meiser applies to figs and veggies. Whereas Peya, Vilu Peya Lesa B'Teina V'Yarok. Titanan Klal Amru B'Peya. Kol Shuaychel, anything with his food, V'Nishmar, and his watch, V'Gedulim in the Aretz, it's gross in the ground, L'Kitasei B'Achas. You pick it as one, Machlisa L'Kiyom, and you bring it into keep it, Chayiv B'Peya. So therefore, Meiser has a mile over Peya. That Peya is only, is not by B'Te'ina and Yerek. It's by Kol Oichel, it's by Kol Oichel, and not by Te'ina and Perek. Te'ina and Yerek, and therefore Meiser says Klal Gadol according to Bar Kapara. But now we quoted a Mishnah on Peya, and we said some rules about Peya. So says the Gemara, let's explain those. So the Mishnah says that by Peya it has to be oichel food that comes to exclude after growth of sitis v'kaitza, different types of growth matter, woad, etc. V'nishal mutiv hefker, and protected means you don't make it hefker. V'gedulim min haaretz means the mute kiminu pitrios, mussels and truffles. For the kitasik achas the mute te'ena, number one, like we were looking. Nisalikim the mute yarek. So peah does not apply to te'ena and yarek, and that's the mile of maisrais over te'ena according to Bar Kapara. Says the Gemara, V'ligavi Meiser Tanan. Now, if to prove that by Meiser it does apply by Yarek and Te'ina, Klal Amru B'Meiser Kol Shuaychel, anything that is food, V'nishvar and protective, V'gilu Min Haaretz Chayav Meiser. Whereas that final condition, V'likitasei Ba'achas U'Bachnisar L'Kiyom, that condition, Loi Tinhan. Continues the Gemara, about 12 lines from the bottom at the two dots. Ravu Shmuel de Amri Tervayu. When the Mishnah said that you know that it's Shabbos, and, you don't know about the Iker of Shabbos, and you do malach over many Shabbos, said the Mishnah, Einoy Chayev Alachas. Explains the Gemara, Ravu Shmuel de Amri Tervayu. Mas Nisan Betinoy Shenisha Lebin Hanachrim. The Mishnah is discussing the case of a child who is captured amongst the Goyim, the Gershon is Gayer, Lebina Nochrim, a Ger that is unfortunately converted by the Goyim and living with the Goyim. So therefore he doesn't know anything about Shabbos. So only one Chatas for everything. Aval HaKer, Lebsev Shevach. But if you knew a Shabbos, and then he forgot, Chayav al Kol Shabbos v'Shabbos. Tanan asked the Gemara, Sheicheach Igir Shabbos. Says you're Sheicheach. So you're telling me that the case is talking about a tinoch that's captured by the Goyim, Imam no shayches. But it says shaycheach. That means he knew and then forgot. Answers the Gemara, Loi. My call a shaycheach Iger Shabbos, the hoisa shochuach. It was forgotten, Mimenu. Ikar Shel Shabbos, it was completely obliterated. The whole essence of Shabbos, Rahman al-Islam. Asked the Gemara, okay, but what about in that other case? What about Avalek or Lepsay Sheicheach? What would the din be in that case? Mai, Chayva Kol Shabbos is Shabbos. Atani Deker Shabbos. So then when the Mishnah says, someone who knows Deker Shabbos, Vaisam Lachas Harbi, Vishwas Harbi, Chayva Kol Shabbos is Shabbos. So why doesn't it say, listen to Hikkel Sev Sheicheach? V'kol shekain. And kol shekain ha. And certainly in this case, answers the Gemara, Maya Yodea Shabbos, Misha Yodua, Yodea Ikar Shal Shabbos V'Shalcha. Doesn't mean he knew about that Shabbos on that Shabbos. It means he knew about it and it was forgotten. We'll stop over here. We'll pick up figuring out the nuances, levels of Shchiach, levels of forgetting. Imir Hashem.